Aw, Rocky loves you too. We're hanging in there. How you doing, Sam? Just dealing with shit. Rocky recognizes that I'm not doing well, so he's kind of being chill. Yeah, I moved his big cushion in here. That way he had more room to sit. So everything's fine. Thanks for coming in. Clean those lenses a little bit. It's a little better. There we go. Don't know how long we're going tonight. Just kind of melancholy day. Lots of stuff going on in my life, so. No, nothing sick. Just got things going on in life. Just I'm just getting tired. I'm putting in a lot of effort for negative results. Crazy people do that. If you're in England, those guns are 6 to 8,000 miles away from you, brother. You don't need to be jump scared. If you're getting lives with guns in the background, I kind of take credit for that. I kind of started doing this about 18 months ago, and now everybody's fucking doing it. So, yay me. Desert, what's up, dude? Yeah, I kind of started a thing. So back in my old house, I just threw some screws into a wall and started hanging guns up, and then I started doing different gun walls and stuff, and then I started filming with me with guns in the background. And if you look at the plethora of channels that are out there right now, a lot of them have copied me. You're trying to post a video and it's not working, you'll try later. That's cool. I mean, I'm not losing subs. It's just I'm doing a lot of work right now trying to convince, not you guys. You guys are perfect. It's so you know how you get people that know you and learn you, and then even though you've demonstrated an ability, a skill, a capability, yet they still gotta fucking doubt you. I'm tired of people like that in my life, so I'm cutting a lot of people out of my life right now. I'm gonna go down to I'm going back down to like 4 people in my life. I got the people at the dog park, I got my dog, and then I got a few friends. I'm just fucking tired of it, dude. I wind up putting on a false face for too many people, and it's not worth it, you know. So yeah, it's a little bit of a downer today. So the title is correct that I'm crashing out. I didn't even want to go live tonight, but I think it's a disservice to keep canceling live streams, especially since I've been trying to grow the channel for the last 4 months, and I've gotten a couple of people to take a chance, and those people are fucking wonderful. But to the rest of the fucking clowns that just waste my fucking time, you know, I'm gonna think about it. Ooh, we might do something. Ooh, we might do this. Oh, we'll think about it. Go fuck yourselves. Just fucking have the balls to tell me no. Hey, Air Max, what's up? So I'm too far into my life to deal with people that say I gotta think about shit. If you're a grown ass motherfucking man and you have to take 3 weeks to make a fucking decision, fucking get over yourself. I'm not fucking dealing with it. What's up, a-hole? How you doing today, man? You know, it's like you got these people in your life, right? You do anything for them. You drop whatever you're doing to help them, right? But the minute that they get put into a corner to help you back, they just fuck you over. And those people, I'm running into them very heavily right now with what I'm trying to do. All these motherfuckers that act like they know what they're doing, and then the minute they get some kind of responsibility or questions or anything put into their brains, they freeze. I can't handle that shit. I'm done. I'm done with that. Shake it off. Tomorrow's a new day. Oh no, I've been crashing out for a fucking month, to be honest. I've been dealing with a lot of shit. Dealing with a lot of just fucking false friends, fake friends, people that act like they know shit. Like I got dudes that are ducking my call when I'm not even asking them to do anything now. You know, I made a proposition to somebody, and rather than having the fucking balls to do something, they just leave you fucking hanging for weeks at a time. I'm just like, you know, it's just like, fuck them, man. It's not. Sorry, Arnold. I hit the wrong guy. But it's not that. I don't want to sound fucking like a baby. So, like I said, the best way for me to put it is I'm cutting these fuckers out of my life because I don't fucking need their negativity bringing me down. I've got a couple of friends, a-hole, that literally are good people. I've got 4 people that I would consider like true friends. And I'm not saying that I have a problem with people like my chatters and stuff like that. You're people I don't know. You're enjoyable, you're chattable, you talk. What are you doing, buddy? Are you about this shit? Like, even Rocky can sense how fucked up I am right now because he's been off all day because I'm off all fucking day. I'm just, you know, like I said, it's just, how long can I continue to do that shit? The last time I did that, I worked for 10 years in a business I didn't, you know, that was killing me. And I feel the exact same way right now. I'm fucking grinding my ass into the ground to try to get to a point, and whether it's successful or not, it's going to lead me right back to the same fucking problem. So it's like right now is the time for me to fucking just kind of, yeah. It is. And here's the best part about all this, right? Everything that I'm dealing with, so I'm not one of those motherfuckers that blames everybody else. Everything I'm dealing with in my life right now to this point is my problem, is my fault, is my decisions. I don't blame others, and I don't get jealous of others for having shit that I don't. You know, when you see somebody that's, you know, I've got friends that own car dealerships, multi-millionaires and shit. I have never been jealous of a friend for who had stuff. So don't for a second think that I'm one of those little bitches that sits there and goes, why can't I have what they have? Where I'm at mentally right now is I have too many false motherfuckers stopping me. It's not, I'm giving too much of my time to those people that don't deserve my energy. That's where I'm at. It has nothing to do with me being like one of those dudes. Oh, well, he's got fame and fortune. I should have it. Go fuck yourselves. I work for everything I got. I fucking put in the work. I put in the time. I put in the effort. I get what I put in. So I'm happy with my results when I'm doing the work, when I'm doing the thing. I'm just tired of all the false motherfuckers. So, and I apologize if you guys don't like this much cussing, but tonight's not a night where I'm just going to sugarcoat anything. Got to do what's best for you. Pretty much, man. And it's amazing because it throws a lot of people out. Like all these people that think that they can get over on me and shit. They just come in here and then they fucking play their games. Incognito, what's up, man? How you doing tonight? Yeah, my dog feels it. My dog's been fucking moping all day because I've been moping all day. What you just said is the reason I'm subscribed to you. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. You doing great? Awesome, man. I try to. I honestly do. And I don't have the taste for it. The more I try to fucking just suck it up and smile and get through it, the angrier I'm getting. You know? Thoughts on the Glock 33? Which one was the 33? Wasn't that a 40 cal long slide or some stupid shit? Oh, it's the subcompact 357 SIG. I have the 32, which is the compact, the regular, not the subcompact. I like 357 SIG. It's a cool round, but it's a dead round. Like nobody's manufacturing a new manufactured gun with that chambering right now, at least not through distributors. And the gun is very small and light for that round. That's like firing a 357 air weight with a full power load. If you can handle the recoil, the gun's reliable, but a lot of people will experience stovepipes because a lot of people don't realize how powerful 357 SIG is, so they limp wrist that gun. I've seen that quite a bit. Thoughts on the CZ Bren 2? I only had one for a couple of weeks. In fact, my buddy Jacob has it now. I bought one and then I put it up for sale and he bought it, so it's just kind of fun. Llama, what's up? I'd like to see a carbine in 7.5 Burno. That would be kind of cool. IFG bought the rights to the FK Burno. They're also the company that manufactures Tanfolio. I have yet to see a compact in my like real life. Yeah. Oh, another day of YouTube yanking my chain. They give you another strike or warning or something. I got a Bren 2 coming in Monday. Pretty excited, but don't know much about them. So the Bren 2 did a lot of things that improve it over the original Bren. It has a non-reciprocating charging handle, so once you charge it, then you don't have to worry about it flapping in your face the whole time you're firing it, which is nice. The bolt releases, they made those better. Just in general, they did a lot of things that kind of improved the ergonomics and functionality of the gun. I think you'll be very happy. The most happy I am with the changes was the non-reciprocating charging handle. Nah, just pushing content out. Oh, sorry, man. Thanks for the donation, dude. Appreciate that. What's your thought on all Gen 3 clones and a fallout from what Glonk did? They all accept the same accessories. They really don't, though. The backplates aren't compatible. I mean, I've never seen a functional G3C with the Switch personally. I guess it could be out there, but the slides are different enough that the Glock Switch doesn't fit into the clones because the black backplate is different. You had to do it. Yeah, I saw that. Michael, what's up? Get a Bodyguard 2.0 or get a 357 revolver, use 38 special in pocket carrying. If you get a revolver without a hammer, so like a LCR X would be a good choice. Then I would pocket carry a revolver. I don't, I'll use a nice leather inside the waistband holster, but for pocket carry, I'd want something with a shrouded or bobbed hammer. So, 38 special is probably more powerful than 380. But the Bodyguard 2.0 is a pretty solid choice. So it's going to come down to capacity. Which do you want more? Because the 380 Bodyguard comes with 10 and 12 round mags versus 5 to 7 rounds, depending on which gun you get. Didn't they make it work with the PSA dagger, the Glock switch? I mean, you'd have to be running a Glock slide or a Glock compatible, like a pure Glock compatible slide, but I thought the rear plate was slightly different. I'll have to double check. But it's possible. But I don't think the fallout is going to be as extreme as people keep thinking it's going to be. The fallout from this happening is the fact is the market is going to get flooded with Glocks. It's the exact same thing that happened during the AR proposals for everybody banning ARs. The prices went up for just a small amount of time. And now, like during COVID, a Diamondback AR, which is like a $500 rifle, went up to like $900. And now, because the market got flooded with idiots paying too much money for their guns, what's going to happen is in 6 months, you're going to see the market flooded with $250 Glocks. The aftermarket's not going to stop. They already don't give a shit. They're not required to follow the same rules as Glock, basically. Like, they aren't trying to be as inundated with law enforcement, military divisions, security personnel companies, things like that. So PSA doesn't give a shit. Keltec, or if they ever build their Glock clone like they talked about a long time ago, they wouldn't give a shit. Companies like Daria with their Glock clone, they don't give a shit. Their guns are their guns. Yes, they're using the similar compatible design of a Glock, but they do things their own way. I had that big ass 7.5 pistol. The iron sight's very fine, as in small and precise. Clark said his friends used it to kill wild hogs in thick brush. Yeah, you definitely can. The 7.5 Burno is a hell of a round. What are your thoughts on the Prodigy? What would be your favorite 2011 or double stack 1911? So, Mercy, I customize my guns. So my favorite 2011 is my Gerson Match X, followed second by my TSOS Night Stalker up there. Those are both very customized, custom triggers, internals, all that stuff. The Prodigy is a perfectly serviceable 2011 replacement, 1911 double stack, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling them all 2011s because fuck staccato. They're a very solid gun, very good choice. They work well, they do the job. They need a little bit of polishing. The disconnector isn't that good. But if you get a Wilson Combat Kit or the 10.8 Performance Labs billet kit, that replaces all of the MIM parts in the gun for like $300-400, then you have a solid 2011 for way less than a staccato. Oh yeah, and they're gonna clean out shop and just start up with something new. Pretty much. I got a 43X. It fails to eject. Any idea what's wrong with it? Magazine, ejector, your limp wristing. Without seeing the gun firing, I can't just guess. But the three major factors for something failing to eject is recoil spring, the magazine spring, or the ejector. Just a few with the same back plate. All right. I just got a 43X. I pray I just don't get shot 70 rounds. Not really understanding that sentence, sorry. Do you think FRTs will simply replace switches in the criminal world? No, because in the criminal world, they don't give a shit. You know, I'm sorry to put it that way, but a criminal doesn't care about the law. A criminal doesn't care about that. Criminals are the reason switches are becoming the problem, because more and more switches are winding up on the street because criminals don't give a shit. If they have to drop a stolen Glock they don't care. They'll just go and steal another Glock. You know? Do you think Glock is just caving to the political pressure? Yes, 100%. When they are so ingrained with U.S. military, law enforcement, and with state-funded like police departments, things like that, that it's the same thing that CZ did with the Shadow 2 carry. The Shadow 2 carry should not exist. The Shadow 2 carry only exists because they wanted law enforcement to start using them, and because of the 320s and all the other guns without firing pin blocks that get dropped once in 800 million times and go off, they caved to political pressure to put a firing pin safety into the CZ Shadow 2. You just turned a Shadow 2 into a 75 compact. That's all they did. Same thing with the whole Glock caving to political pressure. Yes, they were forced to, that's a stupid way of putting it, but they were forced to do things because the government would have put a ban on their guns. And the United States is a very large consumer of Glock pistols. With the Glock V in the future. So here's the thing. The Glock V, I need to see one to see what the actual design is. But it sounds like they're just going to the same system that Canik already uses and a bunch of other companies use, where you pull your pull downs, the slide comes forward about 1/4 of an inch and comes up over the rails. It's not a new design that they're going to be using. They're actually this is the irony of it all. Glock is now being forced to copy Walther and Canik because their guns do what their guns do. So it's funny. A company that's litigious with copying has to copy another company in order to stay legal. But hey, you know what? Everybody keeps telling me how good Glock is. Glock is awesome. Glock is great. Glock got banned from the communist state. So if you're new here, hit the like button. You get to see a dude crash out live on YouTube. Fucking realize what the fuck is wrong with his life. Also, YouTube shadow banning the lives, it makes it even better. The 320 fiasco, and it was some guy showing that if you pull the trigger and bump the slide, it will go off. Never mind that you're pulling the trigger. Basically, yeah, so SIG was not wrong. It requires some kind of manipulation of the trigger mechanism, be that your finger, something in the trigger guard, etc. But where SIG fucked up, this could have been a teachable moment and an oopsie are bad for SIG, but instead they had to fucking double down. Their lawyers told them to double down, and whatever PR company they paid to write press releases during this entire time, they doubled down. So they all conspired together to fuck themselves in the ass. What other pistols can be full auto, modern popular ones? Technically, guns like Berettas, the 92Rs. If you ever saw a 93R back in the day, a 92 technically can be converted to full auto. 1911s can be converted to full auto. I've accidentally made a full auto hardballer because the disconnector was broken. Zamir does an Echelon and a Sharpsbro frame look like an ODS. That might just be you, Mercy, because the Echelon and the standard frame, it just looks like an Echelon with wood grips. To me, sorry. I've got the Sharps Brothers frame on that one, and they look the same. In fact, the Sharps Brothers RXM frame takes the same magwell. Hello, John. You okay, buddy? Yeah, Rocky knows I'm not in a good mood because for the last 3 hours he's just been trying to cheer me up, and I'm trying to be nice about it, but you know. You okay, buddy? Here. Yes, the Desert Eagle. Technically, anything that has a disconnector can be made full auto because the function of the switch in the Glock and with all those guns is it uses a piece of metal to just make the disconnector stay down. So in effect, you're getting basically a hammer follow or a striker follow. So when the gun is cycling, it's resetting the firing pin in the Glock. And because that piece of metal that replaces the back plate is on there, it basically just forces the disconnector to stay off. So the first time you pull the trigger, it engages and it just rides over the disconnector. So the striker is resetting every time because that's part of the function of the fire control group. Glock 18s are illegal in civilian hands, brother. I think there's like 2 that came into the country before 1986, and if you can find one, they're probably 6-figure guns. And Glock is stupid. Is that a good treat, buddy? Does that make you feel good? Your ears are back up. Good job, buddy. Yeah, get in here and tell me things, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you like these kind of videos, because honestly, the videos, the channels, my VR channel, my dog channel, my tech channel, this channel, these are the only things I really want to concentrate my life on. When I pulled back from doing the FFL every day and doing all this other shit, it was to focus on this stuff, and that's where my focus is going. I think Walter's working on a Micro 9. That'd be interesting to see. Is it illegal to have a plug that goes in the hole of a pistol brace on an AR pistol? I don't know what you're talking about when you're talking about a plug that goes into the hole. If you're talking about the rear part that's supposed to go over your arm, yeah, if you block it off and convert the brace into a stock, you've then made it into a stock. If you defeat the ability of the brace, a stabilizing brace, to be placed onto the arm of the user, then yeah, you've defeated the purpose of the brace. So if a prosecutor was desperate to get you on something, they would definitely push that. Why is it illegal? If you're talking about a Glock 18, the reason a Glock 18 is illegal because in the full auto assault weapon ban of 1986 made every gun manufactured in 1986 or after, like to current day, illegal for civilians to own. There are many full transferable full auto machine guns that were built in 1985 or prior that are legal for U.S. citizens to own, but the prices are astronomical. A full auto M16, which is just an AR-15 with the full auto capability, a fully transferable M16A2 is about 70 grand right now, whereas a AR-15, if you could convert it, would cost you about $12 in parts. Mischief Machine. Oh yeah, Mischief Machine makes some cool stuff. I almost reached out to them for a frame. At one point I had the Icarus Precision frame. I really didn't like it comparatively. The Icarus Precision stuff is more competition orientated. I like the Sharps Brothers because they're a little bit more on the carry / elegant side. Oh, Daniel, what's up? Are you trying to do any business with your FFL? I'll do some business, special orders, and things like that, but I'm not promoting it right now. I don't care. Again, it comes down to too many people that I know that talk too much shit. And I'm not calling out individuals, but I would get a lot of that on here, like when I talk about stuff and motherfuckers in the live are trying to show off. Oh, I'm going to contact you and buy a gun and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then they never fucking contact you and then you never see them again. I don't live with hope, if that makes sense. I don't live on hope. I don't feed my dog with hope. So if you know about my store and you want to do something, you contact me, we do something. If you want to be a fucking putz, go be a fucking putz and leave me the fuck alone. That's where my attitude is right now. But yeah, if somebody wants to order a gun, I'll order a gun. If somebody wants to sell a gun, we can discuss it, things like that. I'm converting part of the store, redoing part of the store, putting up a gun wall, and at some point I'll have enough guns on that wall that I'll open up the brick and mortar store back up again. You don't see a Winchester there. No, I don't have any Winchesters up behind me. You are 100% correct. My Winchesters live in safe spaces because they are way more valuable to me than showing them off. Yeah, back to the whole fake fuckers. I don't want to be a fake guy. I don't want to be one of those guys that fakes enthusiasm for making videos. I don't want to be that guy that comes on here and goes, "Hey everybody, thanks for coming and joining my channel. Everything's really great and fucking super and everything's awesome. And if you join right now, we're gonna blah 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 blah." I don't want to be that guy. I prefer to be the more laid back guy. I prefer to be the guy that's either cynical or questions things and gets to the root of things. And the world has shifted, man. The world has shifted. When I started doing stupid shit and people really were having fun with it, I was actually enjoying that. But the world has shifted, time has shifted, the audience has shifted, and I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Like I offered hoodies and I offered to do stupid shit, and the response has been what I expected. So yeah, guys like Joe, if you're watching this, you're getting a refund, dude. I'm not even making the hoodies at this point. Because that also falls into it. 10 people on live said, "I'm gonna buy a hoodie, I'll contact you after the live." You know how many motherfuckers sent me an email? Glock did not get discontinued, cool dude. They just discontinued a lot of the line because they have to modify the guns to remove the back plate. If it's a Sports South exclusive, then yeah, you're probably going to be forced to just get one done and Cerakoted. I've seen some really good Cerakote jobs that look better than a lot of the. If it's a Talo version of it, then the finish is probably solid. But I'm working on a couple of Taurus GX4s for a customer of mine that have RSR exclusive coloring on them, and literally taking the front sight off, their Cerakote is so thin that it scratched it. Do you accept Bitcoin? I actually do have a crypto wallet, but hey. It's not about waiting, Joe. It's about me and my tolerance for stupid shit, brother. Like you're solid with me. You're 100%. You're a dude. You called, we talked, we emailed, we did all that stuff, and we're 100%. You and I. It's the rest of the motherfuckers. Those are not teddy bears. They're sloths, and they are not for sale. You guys want a wall tour really quick? I'll give you a wall tour. What are we at? 8:30. Wow. One of those days, man. I texted and emailed a few of the people that I have direct contact with and told them that I'm crashing out and just kind of stopping a bit, and some people understood and some people are fucking assholes. But yeah, let's go over the wall. We got the Heritage Barkeep. It has that 22 Magnum cylinder. Actually, I think the Magnum cylinder's in it. We've got my Fusion Firearms XF Pro. That is the all-metal striker-fired, accepts Glock barrel and mags gun, but it is not a Glock clone. Fusion Firearms XP Pro. That is the 2011 that takes Glock mags from Fusion. Based out of Turkey, both of those guns were manufactured by Ermox, shipped to the United States, and then modified by Fusion Firearms. Fusion Firearms was started by a guy who used to work for Dan Wesson, so he knows him some 1911 stuff. The Gerson Match X with the full custom frame on it. Beautiful gun. Has the Island Comp, kind of like a Staccato XC. Great shooter. Has a sub 2-pound trigger in that one. My T-Sauce Night Stalker, recently got that one back from Stonehaven. Really beautiful gun, threaded barrel, runs great now. It's had tons of mods done to that one. Very comparable between the two. I should do a full comparison video between the two. 3D printed Chiappa clone, so we'll ignore that. CZ75 clone, technically that is a Tamfolio Witness 9mm with the Mossad slide. Very nice gun. Chris Fink's 9mm. It's kind of the 2011 from Switzerland. My go-to home defense weapon is a shotgun and a rape whistle. It's funny when a 12 gauge goes off while you're hearing a high-pitched whistle. That is a Ruger RXM with the Sharps Brothers chassis. It is also rocking the Holosun EPS full-size. Thank you very much to Holosun, by the way. That gun to duplicate after Sharps and Holosun helped me out is like a $1,400 gun, so it's kind of insane. That is a Ruger 1022 in the Sharps Brothers Heat Seeker chassis. Beautiful piece of machinery. The gun itself was the 1022 bull barrel target, so it has no sights on top of the barrel. It just has pick rail on top. That's why it's that goofy looking optic on there. Yeah. So you've got, I don't know what Easy 75s means. That's the Daria Arms DY9 with their island ported top on it. That's a really cool one because when the slide reciprocates, the barrel has all the ports. And it's machined to meet the top of the slide. Really cool looking gun. That is my Para-Ordnance CCW LDA. I put a Punisher comp on it just because I was bored. It doesn't quite fit, so the gun won't lock back, but it will cycle. That is the Firestar from Star Arms, the M45, single stack 45. Hammerly 22 long rifle, fun little 22 1911. The Rock Island 50E, that's the square barreled 9mm CZ75 inspired gun, pretty fun gun. The Yeet Cannon, and then the Sears 43-103. All good guns, very good guns. And that's Rocky. I saw you kicking. You were asleep. Don't lie, dude. Oh, CZ75Bs. CZ75Bs are nice. How many buses do I have? I have so many buses. I have a short one that I like to lick the windows on. I've got a full-size one. I have one that's painted to look like an ice cream truck for when I'm trying to kidnap small children from... anyway. Yeah. I put Rocky's full-size cushion in here because he was sleeping in that curled-up position. I didn't like him like that. So I gave him his full-size cushion back so he can stretch out. He loves sleeping on that thing. Yeah, I can understand that, Mouse. I'm sorry you had a rough day, brother. Hope your day goes better. Oh, look at your comment, bro. You asked me how many buses I have. I love sitting in this chair, dude, because the way this shirt wraps around me, it really shows how fat I really am. Shit hits a fan, you make your way all the way to the Canadian bush. What two guns did you bring with to feed and protect yourself in Rocky? Honestly, if I'm going to be anywhere, I would want like a 1022 just because they are an accurate little rifle that you can use to take small game, rabbits, squirrels, whatever you need to survive. And then I would probably take a 9mm 2011. Better capacity than a Glock, better trigger, and faster. Thanks. I'm going to text you after the stream. I want to talk to you. Okay. Do I have canyons on the bus? Oh, I have the wheels on the bus. They go round and round. I know what you meant, Wizard. I'm just giving you some shit. Sorry. I don't know how many guns I actually have, but I will know soon because I'm getting rid of about 90% of them. I can't spell. That's all right. Everyone make sure to double tap. Yeah. If you guys want to, I'd appreciate it. I'm done asking. Here's what I want you guys to realize. When you come here and you hang out and you have a safe space to talk and, you know, I try to keep it civil and I want you guys to have a good time. That's all I give a shit about. I don't give a fuck. I'm not e-begging for shit anymore. If you want to fucking join, join. If you want to become a subscriber, subscribe. If you like the videos, hit the thumbs up. If you don't. I don't give a shit. I'm just here because I don't like sitting alone in the dark playing VR all day. I am selling 95% of my guns. I will probably only be keeping about 10 guns. MP5 SD, good or bad, and how much the cost? If you're talking about a real integrally suppressed SD, they are amazing, but because of the full transferable cost associated with owning one, you're probably going to be spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $80,000 to own one in the United States of America. That was the most honest thing I've heard all day. I'm trying, man. I'm not a fake motherfucker. Is that a muzzle loader? If you're talking about that, no, that is a 22 caliber Sears Model 43. It might look like it because of the angle and the black barrel, but no, that's just a 22 long rifle. You had to call the cops on some people? Shit, dude, I'm sorry. You're cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Pittsburgh kid. Really do appreciate that. I gotta tell you, I drove through Pittsburgh. I'm in Virginia, so the last time I drove through Pittsburgh, it always throws me off how elevated and all the different changes your town has. I always thought Pittsburgh was this big flat area with nothing in it. Holy shit, I couldn't have been more wrong. Hello, Mirko Lavaga. Mirko Lavaga. It's all good. The cop showed up so fast, he came 4 minutes after I called, and 3 cruisers. Shit. There's lots of hills. Yeah, no shit, right? Which gun is my favorite? My favorite gun is the 1911 platform. I don't own a Nighthawk Customs 1911. I wish I could afford one. If I could, that would be my favorite. I have an STI Grandmaster. It's not up on the wall. I actually sent it to another dealer because they're thinking about buying it. That is probably my favorite 2011 that I own, but I'm not attached to it. I'm taking a shot every time someone asks if the guns are fake. Well, when you suffer liver failure, it's not my fault. The Echelon won't be going anywhere. So the guns I'm keeping are the guns I've been sent for review or parts I've been sent for review. The Echelon I sold 3 other times and it keeps coming back, so that's just not going anywhere. Told my colleagues when seconds count, the police are minutes away, and she never heard that before, and she says she's going to use that. Oh, that's kind of fun. Liver? What's that? It's that thing you can get from drifters. You don't even have to worry about it. That's what I like about your channel. You're honest and to the point. I try to be. I don't like to be dishonest. I really don't. So I had a boss, right? And this is something I learned the hard way. If you guys knew me in my 20s, I was a bald-faced liar. Actually, I had hair, but I was a fucking liar. If I could tell a lie to make my life easier, I did. And by doing that, I made my life difficult. It got to the point where none of the people I knew trusted me. Nobody would talk to me. Nobody liked me. And my boss sat me down one day and says, "Why do you lie?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Here's the reason. The real reason is because you're afraid of the repercussions of your actions. So what you need to do is just fucking be a man about it. Own up to your mistakes, your shit. Take your lumps, and you'll be surprised that if you're honest with somebody, they may be very angry with you, but that anger will dissipate a lot sooner than finding out you've been lied to for 10 years. And ever since I was about 30 years old, I've kind of adapted to that. Now, little white lies to make a kid feel better. Yeah, I'm not going to tell a kid Santa Claus is dead. But for a lot of the shit, like you said, all the shit I'm talking about tonight, like me crashing out, me just being over my shit, me being over this. If you notice, every statement I'm saying is a me statement. I'm tired of dealing with these assholes. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm choosing to do this. I'm not calling out any of these fake fuckers. I'm just deciding to not deal with it anymore. She thought I made the saying up. Yeah, Mexicans don't have those. Yeah, you do. Your boss was right. Yeah, pretty much, man. Wait, Santa died. Yeah, you know how they used to do that Christmas Eve thing where they talked about where Santa Claus was? If you notice, they had to actually stop actually showing the radar sweep because what happened was some MiG 35 Fulcrums freaking intercepted Santa Claus over Ukraine back in like 1999 and shot him down. Since then, it's been Tim Allen. Where's the crash out? This is a very slow crash out. This is a crash out that's been happening for like a month, brother. I'm just at the end of the crash out where I'm kind of like at the I'm too tired to be pissy crash out. Give me Deagle. What's the snapper? What do you mean, brother? Can you use it in a sentence? What's your favorite Glock? No such thing. Nobody likes Glock. Everybody trusts Glock, but nobody likes Glock. If you say you like Glock, you just don't understand guns. I took a muscle relaxer for my neck pain and migraine. I hope it works, dude. Let me know. Yeah, if I can get my hands on mainline morphine and get a new PICC line to my heart, maybe I'll try some drugs again. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, Rocky's over my shit today. Fucking had a major crash out earlier. Fucking started crying like a little bitch. Do you think streaming every day contributed to the crash out? No, absolutely not. The everyday streaming is the only thing that's really keeping me from spending those extra hours thinking about how fucked I am. So it is what it is, dude. And like I said, you weren't here for it. Literally everything I'm dealing with right now is my own fault. It's me doing things, me putting my faith in people, me putting my trust in people. That's not to say, and I've said this a bunch of times, Mouse, you, Stone, a couple others, you guys are OG, ride to die, fucking you call me up, I'll drive to the border of California to tell you good luck. I'm not actually setting foot in California. Honestly, we'll see, dude. I mean, if you want to talk about you, that's cool, but I'm really not looking to talk about me tonight, brother. Muscle relaxers won't work, man. Better just give it to me. Well, I meant sniper. Oh, that's not a sniper rifle. The rifle up there is a Ruger 1022. Just a good little 22 long rifle. Thoughts on the new Ruger LCP pocket gun? Never messed with it. Why am I upset? Buff NG, it's just where I am right now. I give too many people too much credit, too many chances, and too much trust. And then it backfires on me, and then I become the asshole because then I'm the one that has to dig out everybody around me, and it makes me so negative that I turn into a prick. And it's just like, honestly, I sent a text to my folks tonight telling them I need space. I'm not going up to Thanksgiving this month, this year. I'm fucking selling my cars too. I'm just going to go buy a cheap ass fucking pickup truck. And my friend, I am. Yeah, I hope so too, Mouse. I hope it does help you. Know your worth. You'll pull through. You're a good guy. So, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fucking minimalist. I'm going to sell every gun I own except for like 10 or 12. I'm going to get rid of the cars. I'm going to get rid of a lot of shit. I'm going to focus just on the YouTube stuff. I'm going to focus on sponsors. I don't give a shit about status right now. I got my dog, and I got my health, and I got my fucking computers. That's all I need. What's my favorite gun? 1911s. We already talked about that, brother. You're not an asshole. We all fucking with you for real. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I know you do, Mouse. Like I said, there are some people that have my phone number that I've talked to extensively. Fucking drove 3.5 hours to come hang out with you for half a day. Dude, you're my buddy. You're my friend. Sorry yesterday I asked you how much you selling all your SCI. I didn't hear the price. I have another dealer looking at it right now for 42. You matter to me, Mrs. Mouse. I appreciate that. Can I be the one to buy your gun? Sorry, I keep asking, but you said selling it. I always wanted one of your guns. We can discuss it if you want to send an email, but I'm not, and this is nothing to do with anybody else. I'm not giving them away. I'm probably putting up every gun on Gunbroker because if I'm going to sell all my guns, it's nothing personal. But I'm getting what they're worth because if I'm going to give up my toys, my prized possessions, then I'm getting my money out of them. Oh, okay, Wizard. Yeah, 1911. You said that it was your favorite platform too. You heard me. Don't lie. I heard you. I read it. I don't expect you to give them away, man. You put a lot of work into your guns. No, I get that, Michael. Like I said, you can email me and we'll see what happens. If you email me, great. We'll talk. We'll see what we can do. I never said it, but I love you too. Well, thank you, Buff. It's possible, Michael, but honestly, right now, with the way I'm crashing out, I'm not focusing on anything. You'll have to wait until next week to talk to me, dude. I'm taking the weekend and I'm not literally doing anything. I'm not answering phone calls. My phone has been on Do Not Disturb for a week. So some people have texted me and sent me messages that I just don't get. So. I can tell you my custom stuff is not going anywhere. So, I mean, we'll put that right there right now. The Gerson, the T-Sauce, my custom guns, my review guns, none of those are going anywhere. And I'm sorry, but yeah. What's the silver grip under the rifle? So, there's 2 rifles and there's 2 silver grips there and 1 silver there. So you got to be a little bit more specific, bud. Talk to 45, aka the wife, lol. Now we'll wait. I understand. I don't want to push you to put a lot on your plate already. And I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm not going. I don't. I'm in the wrong. I can't kiss ass right now. Yeah. There's things that I'm ignoring, and honestly, unless somebody directly gets in touch with me, I'm ignoring everything right now. They can mean a 2011 grip module under the 1022. Well, they said silver, so I'm going to point and say a number. You type in which one you're talking about, Van Scott, because I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, Bruce. 9. Yes. Drunk Mouse is right. So that is a 3D printed rainbow frame that Drunk Mouse made me. I was going to put it onto a Live Free Armory Apollo 11 because I don't like their 3D printed grip modules. But fortunately, I was able to trade that gun off and get a Canic Smoke. Number 3, so we went 1, 2, 3. That is the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. You sound chipper. Yeah, thanks. You're good, man. You're being used wise. Stick around. Thank you, dude. Looks pretty empty. If you're talking about the wall, it has been for a while because I've been dealing with a lot of shit. Yeah, and that's the best part is, dude, I have to sell probably 30 guns just to get the other 30 guns out of pawn that are still pawned, just so I can sell those guns too. So it's going to be wonderful. You need range therapy. I really don't, Bruce. And I apologize. You're somebody I've talked to on the phone as well, but I've got, yeah, Rocky is in a bad mood because I'm in a bad mood, but I'm not lying when I say I'm crashing out. I'm literally just fucking, I'm done recognizing a lot of fuckers. I was thinking of the match at X. I didn't recognize it because of the customization. No problem, save. Am I just a collector, or is there more reasons behind it? I'm a gun tuber, my guy. You can click on the channel and see I've done 2,000 gun review videos. So I keep them, I would buy them partially as a collector, honestly, but mostly I did it so I'd have content that I could always go back to. Taking kids out squirrel hunting just to clear my head. There you go. You got Rocky and he loves you. Yeah, he's been trying to cheer me up all day, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too ashamed to admit it. Fucking dude, him trying to cheer me up made me cry like a little bitch. Just because I realized how fucked I am right now. What did I miss? Just life, man. Life sucks right now. I have the ability to get out from under everything I'm dealing with, but I'm going to have to do a lot of fucking shit I don't want to do. And it's just the way life is, man. Will I ever get an STI 2011? I own an STI 2011. My favorite range pistol to use. This is going to be a little bit odd, but my favorite range pistols are single stack 45s. My Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911 45 is one of my favorite guns to shoot. Brian, thankfully, no, I have never had to shoot anybody. I've had to pull my gun on people, but I've never had to shoot anybody. Always more guns, cars, and boats. Yeah, at this point, that's the way life is, Bruce. Do you like beer? I don't drink. You'll pull through, man. It'll be hard, but you'll make it. Yeah. Well, honestly, I've recognized the pattern. So throughout my life, I do this little pattern shit, right? Where I keep forcing myself to embrace the suck, as it would be, and just fucking push myself through until I either wind up in the hospital or I wind up trying to kill myself or something bad happens. I'm catching it right now. And I don't like where I am right now. I fucking hate where I am right now, personally, mentally. I'm tired of a lot of the people that I have around me fucking constantly. So I'm eliminating people, I'm eliminating things, I'm selling both of my cars. I'm going to just go buy some $1,500 piece of shit, just drive that around. I don't fucking care. Rocky won't care. I'll just get a little fucking Dakota or something. So I'm literally, and I'm going to sell 90% of my guns. The only guns I'm going to keep are my review guns and the custom guns. I'm done. Fucking done. It's not seasonal, dude. Hey, what's up, CW? Same way I don't give up when I should on jobs and stuff. I get where you're coming from. Hello, McManus. I'm 46 years old, and I appreciate the upbeat messages you guys are giving me. I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been to the point where I had nothing but the clothes on my fucking back multiple times, and I've always been happier when I had nothing. I have too much shit right now. I have too much shit, and I have too many commitments to too many false motherfuckers. That's where I am right now. At least I have the guns to sell. It's not about even that, man. I could just not sell the guns, but I'm doing it almost as a way to force myself to start over and basically wipe myself clean, where the only commitments, the only guns I'll have are, like I said, my review guns and the few custom guns that I own. And then that way the channel will only be the reason I have guns. Yeah. So I'm done with that shit, man. I'd use a 12 gauge shotgun. Most expensive on the wall. Most expensive on the wall factory gun is actually that Rock Island 5.0. That is a $2,000 handgun. Most expensive custom on the wall is probably the RXM because it's got a $450 optic and a $400 frame on a $400 gun with a $100 and some barrel. So 5, 9, that's a $1,300 gun. The Match X, because it was a early production sample, that got to me before you could even buy them. And for the first few months, those were like $1,200 guns. So, I mean, there's money up there. I'm not giving up the FFL. I still have the brick and mortar location. I'm not giving that up. But again, there's so many complicated things with it. You had a field training officer accidentally shoot his own foot. Now I have to go to court in a week for unsafe work conditions. Damn it. I own a one bed, one bath mobile home on a half acre I bought because of my late 20s. I had to get away. I keep the place to remind me of those dark days. Yeah. No, like I said, it's just... I know that's the subject of the live, and that's my own fault because of the way I put it, but I didn't want to hide it under false pretenses. And I didn't want to not do the live because doing the live and at least talking about it a little bit keeps me from just like fucking just really crashing out. I was probably 20 minutes from dropping my dog off with my buddy and checking myself into a mental health facility. I'll be honest, I might still do it. Just depending on how I fucking feel, just to get a little bit of a checkup. You moved to Cali? My condolences, brother. I did not break it. It came pre-broken. It's a Chiappa. Even a 3D printed Chiappa is never good. And my ex is selling all my pops and porting tools and shit that he gave me. Shit, that sucks, dude. I hate when stuff like that happens. After my grandfather died, he worked at Winchester for decades, and after he died, this was the year I got into guns. It was also the year I killed myself succeeded in killing myself. They sold all of his guns to a guy for like $800, vintage, pre-World War II Winchester rifles. That motherfucker took advantage of my folks. When I'm overwhelmed and burned out, sometimes distractions can be very helpful. That's why I'm doing this right now, dude. I sat earlier trying to film a VR episode, and I got so angry that I had to stop and go for a walk. Whatever you decide to do, will always be here when you get back, rather than you feel like shit. I'm not stopping the lives, man. I'll keep doing the lives. I mean, that wall's basically not going to change. I might get rid of like the Tanfolio, the Star, the Hammerly, and a couple of other guns. But for the most part, the rest of the guns up there were either gifts or review samples, and I can't get rid of them. Would I recommend a concealed carry RPG as everyday carry? I do, but the problem is maintaining your backup ammo in a moisture-free environment, because the most effective holder for the propellant end of an RPG is up the butt. Seems sudden unless you've been that good at hiding it. Whatever the catalyst, you'll get through it. On the other side, we'll be here with you during the journey. It's not that I've really been hiding it. I just haven't been hiding it's, I guess, accurate. I just haven't been talking about it publicly. I've been thinking about this for probably a month and a half, almost 2 months. So like, I just literally bought the charger 33 days ago, and I'm gonna sell it already because I don't want to deal with it. You know, I want to fucking eliminate all my payments, everything. The only thing I'm gonna have left when I'm done after this month is going to be my rent, my loan payments for the business, and a few people that I need to start paying back. I'll be right back. Have to put the kids to bed. All right. I was really stressing about my job. Starting doing push-ups and crunches. It helps somewhat. Yep. Can you put Rocky on screen? No, he's sleeping right now. He's been dealing with my shit all day, so I don't want to wake him up. I'll get him up before we end the stream, though. When did I start YouTube? Technically, the first video I think went up in 2015 on this channel. I was working at... I don't remember where I was working at the time. I had just left my first Ford dealership, and I was between jobs. I was doing video game pickups. That was... My whole thing was I've never liked doing things from this normal place. Like, I was literally filming the pickups in the car in my Mustang. I used to do all my updates and shit, and then I started doing stuff from offices. Yeah, let me see when the first video went up on here. Something I like to do is try to play online chess. It's pretty good mental distraction. I used to have a 2014 track pack. Back in the day, I had a 2014 track pack. If you go to the video section and you sort by oldest, the very first video is me driving down the road in it. The third video, which has 10,000 views, was my track pack. And I'm wearing the exact same fucking hat in that video, too. 9 years ago, I put up my first video. Yep. No, that's sick. That must have been a sweet ride. Oh, it was a great car. It was, believe it or not, I sold cars since 2000, and a 2014 track pack, that was my first new car. I regret trading it in when I did. I took almost nothing for it. I bought a truck. Yeah, I wish I could get that car back. It was an MT82. It was the MT82, but it was the track pack Brembo package. Here it is right there. So, yeah, so mine was a custom. So, it already had the BMR lowering springs on it at this point in this life. It had the black roof, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did the black roof in 14. You can see it was very dirty because I'd been driving it, and it was winter. I'm driving it. I was driving it all year round. I always drove that car. But yeah, I had the first painted black roof in Northern Virginia. That was actually paint, flat black paint. Let's see. I had the Shelby wing that I put on it. And did I have the... Yeah, so, and then I had the Roush exhaust. Hold on. I had the Shelby wing, but they're not really, like... Yeah. Anyways, I missed that car. That was a good car. Yeah. I had tinted the headlights and the fog lights so it gave them cat's eyes. Yeah, see? They were heavy tinted. Yeah, that was my Mustang. And I traded it in, and I tried to find it a couple of years later, and it had been wrecked already. You're going to visit. That's cool. Just follow up with me. We'll see where I'm at. I don't know how well I'll be. When I started this business, I was freaking out because I was 8 months away from my first draw. I started working out daily, just keep freaking out at work. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, the Rossi RS22, when I was, the first thing in that video is, hang on, I got to fix a target, and then I drop it because I tripped over it. What engine did it have? That had the 5-liter. Had the 5-liter Coyote engine in it, but it was a track pack, so it had the remote oil coolers. I don't know, I've asked you before, but my department rarely uses rifle switching from M4s to DDM 400s. Do you recommend me staying with the M4? They're both good quality guns. You're not going to miss it. Of course, it was probably leaving a car show. It was up in Michigan somewhere, so I traded it into my buddy's dealership. I bought a low mileage 2016 F-150 at the time. He sold it at the auction. It wound up in Michigan somewhere. A buddy of mine did a VIN number trace eventually because I still have my original paperwork from buying it. Bro, what's wrong? What's wrong? Come here. So I have my original paperwork from buying it, and I gave them the VIN number, and they stopped. It stopped reporting anything back in 2021. So I'm pretty sure it got wrecked. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come closer. Come here. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. You're okay, buddy. Come here. Here. You want to sit on this? Come here. Come here. Sit right here. Come here. Come here, bud. I got you. Yeah, he knows I'm not in a good mood, and he's not in a good mood because of it, so. Telling you to figure out daily exercise so head gets better and good actions will come with that. No, I appreciate it, Bruce. Much like you, I know you're a little bit older than I am, but I have a lot of mitigating factors that I'm not going into. Yeah, you can see his ears are pinned back because he's just trying to deal with my shit. Wife called me to dinner. All right, you have a good one. But I have a lot of things that are outside of my control. So what I'm going to do is eliminate everything back down to what I can fucking control. So it's all that matters. But yeah, you can see how down he is because I'm being a downer. And dogs can sense emotions. And he understands that I'm not in a good mood, so he's just kind of being chill with me. You know? You okay, buddy? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. See, this right here, this fucking breaks my heart. Because he understands what I'm feeling right now, and he's reflecting it. And it's breaking my fucking heart. Yeah. Yeah, trust me, dude. If I hadn't found Rocky right now, I would either be in a mental health facility or on a beach fucking in Mississippi or something right now, just fucking drinking myself to death. Buddy. Hey, buddy. You fucking rock, dude. He's filling out nice. Yeah, he's finishing his growth. You want a treat, buddy? You want a treat? There's a couple left in here. Can I give you a treat? Will that make you feel a little bit better? Why are you breathing so heavy, buddy? There you go. There you go. Good boy. I'll be all right, dude. Tomorrow we're going to spend all day at the park. Now you're making me want to switch from field training to a canine. I love puppers. They're such awesome animals. It's insane how emotionally they're able to connect with us. What was your first gun? My first gun was a Rock Island 1911, chambered in 9mm, believe it or not. Rocky's not allowed to see the starfish or my mangina ever. Yeah, Rocky knows what's up. Rocky's a good boy. You know. Good boy. Good boy. We did a bunch of training today. He got some nice grilled chicken, so he knows what's up. Yes, you are correct, ma'am, or on a live stream, you are not allowed to touch firearms. I can have them displayed behind me. I can touch stuff that's accessories for firearms, but I cannot touch a complete firearm. Shield X or Hellcat Pro Comp. I have not shot the Shield X. I have shot a Pro Comp or a Comp Hellcat, and I liked it. Yeah, he's down to his last couple. I got to go get him some tomorrow. Why not? In 2019, a young man killed himself on a live stream with a shotgun. That's why. You get your dog back from field training on Sunday. Nice. Do you like the Prodigy? It's all right. It's not my favorite. It uses Duramag mags. It can use Checkmate mags, so at least it's got compatibility. But for the money, it's pretty solid. Sorry, I gotta go. It's my dead friend's birthday. Dude, go enjoy your day, man. Have a good time, man. You don't have to be here for me. I appreciate it, but you don't have to be here. He's like, keep the chicken coming. Pretty much. What's a good performance midsize SUV? If you don't care about drivetrain orientation, like front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, honestly, a Ford Explorer is solid. The Toyota Highlanders are okay. A Honda Pilot's actually pretty solid. Don't go European. Don't buy the MLs. Don't buy the BMW X5 Sport, whatevers. Those are just money pits. A Chevy Traverse is actually pretty solid. Thoughts on Glock going to the V? It just makes me laugh that Glock is now being forced to create a operating system that's going to copy Canik and Walther, basically, in order to eliminate the backplate on their guns. Pilot is a good buy. Yes, pilots are a good buy. Honestly, an Acura, if you can buy like a used Acura RDX, those are solid midsize, very reliable. Now the V6 with the auto trans and the CVTs are a little less reliable. Shift's pretty rough on, but Dingo's nice to it. It's smooth. Best $1,200 I ever spent. Yeah, the pilots are awesome, man. If I can find a first gen pilot here in Virginia that's not all rusty, they're usually like $4 to $6 grand. We'll see what I buy. Like I said, I'm selling both of my cars on Monday, so I already talked. Yeah, Wizard, you gotta double check what you're typing, brother, because I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm sorry. We're at 90, so we got about 45 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna go 3 hours today because I'm not in a good enough mood. You guys are typing something. I think my chat just seized up. Hope you guys are having an okay time. I know this is like a dour stream, a little bit more down. It is. You find it hard to spell. I can kind of figure out what you're trying to say, but then type it a different way. Yeah, that is true. The J30, the 3.5 liter V6 is incredibly strong in those in the Hondas. In fact, that's why Saturn used those in the Saturn Redline. The Saturn View Redlines had Honda J35s in them. But you are right. The transmissions are always the weak point in a Honda engine. With a Honda combination, it's always been that way with the V6s. If you had like a CL30 or 35 back in the day with that same engine, they were trash. My dream Honda engine combo is the J35 with the Acura Legend 6-speed manual. How about a Durango? Durangos are good. They're thinner than you would expect. Like my mom's 2024 Ascent or 2023, whatever. Her Subaru Ascent is actually wider than my Durango was. My mom owned a Saturn. Even the door locks wouldn't work. Yeah, mid 2000s GMs. I walk by them because they usually can't drive anymore. My problem with mid 2000s GMs was they were so into every system being tied into your advanced track that I can't get over it. So I was looking at a 2011 Cadillac CTS manual. It was only a V6, but it was a manual. They only built 3,500 of the sedans. with the manual, and I was looking at it, but as soon as I got in, it said advanced track, service advanced track limp mode activated because the ABS light was on. The fact that the Chevy GM brains, the dumb motherfuckers at GM, decided to make it so that if your ABS went out, your car went into limp mode was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in 20 years of selling cars. The instant your ABS light comes on, your car can't go over 35 miles an hour. That is fucking stupid. It's also dangerous as shit. Nothing really wild, bud. I kind of just, people would bring in guns that they were claimed were unloaded, and I'd rack them and rounds would come out. Other than that, nothing really crazy. It's really a shame is Saab super pissed they went out of business. They were an awesome company innovation-wise. That's why the car industry really needed. Yeah, the problem is GM made a lot of edicts when they were using a lot of their parts, and Saab just ignored it to build their cars. How did the stream bay to a shot? I don't understand what you're trying to say, brother. Bay is not a word that makes any sense to me. You got to look at what you're typing. I don't understand what you're saying, brother. HHRs are self-igniting barbecues. Saab isn't out of business. They make a shit ton of military things. To the U.S. consumer, Saab is out of business. Obviously, in the context that person is speaking, they mean cars, McManus. Chrysler 02300M was my first car. Transmission blew at 120K, but the heated leather seats were cool, I guess. I'm actually surprised that the transmission went. That was usually the best part in those cars. Although the 3.5 that those had, at the time, a 3.5 liter V6 making 253 horsepower was pretty cool. Also, they were timing belts, non-interference engines, so they were super easy to work on, unlike the 3.2s and not the 3.2s, the 2.7s. The 2.7s had quad timing chain or quad gears and timing chains. Those were nightmares to work on. You meant die. How did he die? He shot himself in the head with the shotgun. Am I still selling the X5 Legion? No, the X5 Legion is not for sale. That was a gift. I was going to, but too many people kept saying they were going to contact me and make a deal with me, and they all fucking lied to me. So I had it up for sale for 2 months, and nobody fucking did anything. The minute I took it down, everybody wanted it. Not saying you, but I'm just giving you the backstory. I had it up for sale for almost 60 days. And like multiple times I'd have people telling me they were going to email me and fucking do shit, and then they fucking backed out. So no, it's not for sale anymore. S10s had better drivetrains than the Rangers, but the Rangers were in production a lot longer. Both are solid, will last tons longer than any shit they call small trucks. Yeah. Had to read the car before the automatic transmission would kick in the next gear. That sucks. Yeah, you used to be able to get those transmissions for like $1,000 with like 10,000 miles on them because the engines were always what blew in those cars. Spoiled as a high schooler at a BMW M2. Nice. Current 8-speeds in Chryslers are the same way. The engines, the Hemis will blow, the ticks will happen well before the transmissions blow. I can buy test car mileage transmissions. I've seen them with like 1,000 miles on them for $1,500. 4.3 S10s were solid. The problem I had with the 4.2s and the 4.3s, it was a 4.2, I believe. Wasn't it 5.3 with the 8-cylinder? But anyways, with the Vortec V6s was that stupid-ass spider injection. I hated working on those. GMC Era 1500 is my daily. Nice. What's the hardest part about opening an FFL? The paperwork, the background check, the time, getting set up for being able to do checks. Ford Rangers are the shit. I mean, even the Ford Rangers had their issues. I hated working on their fucking 4-cylinder because they had 8 fucking spark plugs, double spark plugs, and part of the intake ran over the top of where the spark plugs went in, or to get to the spark plug, so you had to modify a wrench to make it work right. They sucked. But the Ranger, yes, the Ranger was an excellent platform, but it was too small. If we're going to go into a slightly bigger truck that kind of got its start after the Ranger, that I think is the superior vehicle, the Explorer Sport Track. The Explorer Sport Track is a body on frame. They could have 5-liter engines, slightly bigger, and you could get them with crew cabs. Transfer case in the Rangers is odds. Yeah. You got a 96 Sierra 1500 two-wheel drive as your daily driver. Those are fun. I'd rock a two-wheel drive here in Virginia. Sold the Beamer for a Vet. Sold the Vet for a G-Wagon. Now you drive a Sig TS Blackwing. Nice, dude. Nice choice. Sparky Swoop says the Sport Track was slept on. Yeah, dude. Hold on a second. Especially in the final versions of it, because the Explorer and the Sport Track were the last ones that got the 5-liter. They had the 5-liter all the way up until 2002. Yeah, I don't care. But fucking, dude, as a Ranger alternative, dude, these things were fucking nice. And I never bought one, and I always regretted it. Look at that thing, dude. The Adrenaline. This one had the 3-valve fucking 4.6, so it had the what was that, the 300 horse? Dude, that truck was ahead of its time. Could you imagine Coyote swapping one of those now? That would be a nice truck to have. TRX is the best pickup truck ever made. Yeah, no. The old Chevy 454 SSs were better. TRX is just Chrysler cramming their engine into every fucking thing they could put it in. The TRX is not the... I mean, a Raptor did everything the TRX did. Spider injection wasn't good, yeah, but taking V8 Vortec Parks definitely made up for it. Anything other than fuel-related stuff was a breeze. And the S10 tank was a pain to drop, yeah. I want to race it for a 2024. I think I would lose my FTO. Yeah, you might. What is it? What is what? The truck I just showed you guys? That was the Ford Explorer Sport Track. Made until 2011, I think. So you even had like Sync 1 and Sync 2 in those vehicles. It was a crew cab Ranger basically, but it was built on an Explorer chassis, so it was actually bigger. You think that looked like an Avalanche? Thoughts on the turd Tacomas? I don't think about turd Tacomas. Dude, this thing was fucking clean. It was a 60-some thousand mile vehicle from back in the day. Sorry. What do you think about Mazda as a manufacturer? They're fine. The Wankel engine was their last innovative piece of technology. The Renesis engine is fine, but it's not as good as people think it is. And all through the 90s and early 2000s, they were just rebadged Fords. SFR, long time no talk. There isn't a pickup truck with more horsepower from the factory than the TRX. I'm going to put this to you one way, brother. Who gives a fuck? Where do you run a 700 horsepower pickup truck? It's nothing but a status, brother. Just because a truck has 700 horsepower and a 14-inch travel on its suspension, 90% of those trucks never leave the fucking tarmac. And the ones that do get totaled because the people driving them are fucking stupid idiots that don't know how to drive off-road. That truck is literally $100,000 wasted. Where'd you buy the gun wall? It's literally pegboard painted black. You can go to any Lowe's and get it. How's your Darius sponsorship going? So they pushed back the release of their new guns into December, but I have a signed contract. So as soon as they send me the guns, we'll start working. Been making big moves at the store. Awesome, dude. Would I take a Raptor or a TRX? Honestly, what I would take, and this is a big fucking throwback, I would take a 2014 FX4 F-150 with the 6.2. It literally is a Raptor in street truck, and I would build that. I don't need 700 horsepower, dude. My dad has a Scat Pack Challenger. I've got an RT Charger. I've got almost 400 horse. I don't need 700 horsepower. All these Nimrods and nutsacks that paid 40 grand over fucking sticker during COVID fucking ruined 700 horsepower cars for me. Best truck ever was a Cyclone. I mean, if we're talking about sport-wise, its specs on paper on the road were awesome amongst the rarity, yet still yet to see one. If you ever actually drive one, they're not that good. They're just an S10, dude. You know someone who lost a digit during a race. Nice. You're averaging 2.7 suppressor sales a day. Nice, dude. No, all the fuck boys buying Hellcats and fucking Demons and destroying the reputation of the engine by turning them into just fuckboy cars totally ruined it for me. I prefer sleeper vehicles. Like my Mustang was very sleeper style. Mine wasn't over the top. I had mild exhaust shit to it. So I drive the Hemi but hate the TRX. That's absolutely not the same vehicle, man. Again, you don't get it. It's proof you don't get it. I mean, you named yourself Top Goon, so that makes a lot of sense. And you got a fucking video with a Draco on it. I'm going to do you a big favor right now. What honestly happened to sport trucks? I think the last cool one they made was a GM SS, wasn't it? The SS was okay. Honestly, the Viper trucks were probably the last real sport trucks because they did those until 2010 with the Viper engine in it. I can tell you the biggest pile of junk my wife bought was a Fiat 500. Every time I get something fixed to sell or something goes wrong and we have to not driven it in 2 years. It's Italian based, dude. It's fix it again, Tony. Ordered all new machines. Mill came in Tuesday late. Should be next week. Building machine shop now. Nice, dude. Just got on live. Do you think panic buying a bunch of Glocks now is stupid? 100%, dude. There's over 25 million Glocks in the world, brother. And they're not getting destroyed. In fact, the market is going to get fucking flooded because every law enforcement agency is going to ditch Glock because they can be converted to full auto. They'll have to go to the Glock V, which means you are going to see millions of fucking Glocks flood the market at $200 to $300. Buying them is stupid. There's no reason to buy them. They are not going to be expensive. They will never be worth more than MSRP. Never. Never. Don't type anything else. Never. Did you ban him? I promoted him to not a viewer. My 88 Ford F-150 has a 300 straight 6, 5-speed, 135 horsepower with 414,000 miles. All I need to carry me to work back every day. Dude, that straight 6 is a beast, man. The torque those things made. Anything that consumer British or Italian is the worst. They can only make decent supercars. Thanks. That's big words for somebody with a block tat. Yes, and that's not worth anything. This tattoo is worth more than any Glock manufactured. Thank you. I'm a state patrolman. My department is moving away from Glocks. Exactly. Go to fucking PSA. They have Glock 21s, 45 caliber Glock 21s. They had the LE trade-ins for $300. They're not worth anything, dude. There's too many of them. If every Glock that didn't meet the new specifications was recalled and destroyed, then it might make sense to buy them as potential investments. But with 25 million of them in the public hands, mm-mm. You picked up 12 full-size Gen 3 frames for $60. Exactly. No, and I get it, Officer Boy. It's just like I said, man. It's there's a lot of things that make sense and a lot of things that don't. And the internet doesn't make sense because the internet fucking takes everything and if you look at my channel, I make no videos about current events like this. I make no videos about the 320, any school shooting, none of that shit. You know why? Because the media is going to butt fuck every angle to get as many views as they can. So anybody coming to me for information has already got a preconceived idea on what they think is happening, and it's fucking stupid. So during the lives, I will definitely talk about stuff, but I don't make videos on it. I'm not a clickbait fucking whore. Thomas, what's up? If police are moving away from Glocks, what do you think they'll move into? Probably PDPs, because they're approved for carry. They could go to fucking Shadow 2 carries. They could go to to staccatos. There's lots of guns they could do. The M&P, literally military and police. That's what fucking M&P stands for. Military and police. So as long as Smith & Wesson is willing to give deals on them, they'll go to those. They sold out of Glocks. Yeah. Everything's fucking rage bait these days. Yes, Pennsylvania State Patrol went to Walter PDPs. They did that last year. My department, Washington State Patrol, is moving to PDP, M&Ps, and M17s. Yep. What about 226s, or have they moved away from them and the 1911s already? You can carry them, but as my understanding is, if you want to carry a 1911, a 2011, or a 226, you have to pay for them yourself. They can't be department issued. McManus, you're still slow at typing, I see. Yep. Thank you guys. You're taking my mind off of all the other shit I got to deal with. I'm slow at everything else. Might as well be slow typing too. Don't say that. You used to have a mini. Those things are fat. Yep. Oh, I am so fucking shadow banned. I've picked up 2 fucking subscribers since we began the live stream. Fuck that shit. They aren't department issued. They cost like $1 to $2 grand to claim them to make them patrol issue. Yeah. That's all the world is. Clickbait, can't have fun and talk about anything. Everyone else is one-sided. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if they went to 365 base just to fill the contracts. Lol. My WRX is faster. God, I would hope so. If anything, cops might be the first to try out the Glock V. Maybe. It costs like $4 grand to make my STI 2011 patrol issue. Jesus, that sucks. Best AR that you would recommend? Fuck, man. When it comes down to that, if you got to go with the money no options thing, you got to go with like Knights Armament, LWRC, Noveski, Nemo Arms. They make fucking expensive guns. I don't know if they do an AR though. Then you start dropping down to like Daniel Defense. Honestly, Q makes really good rifles. Yeah, I imagine MPs would be super popular. Probably other German stuff too. Like you mentioned, pretty much anything Striker polymer fire that passes their test. Pretty much. Motor in my Mini was completely built out though. Well, at almost 400 horsepower. Yeah, but it was still front wheel drive, man. That's a lot of power to put through a front wheel drive setup. My motorcycle went into that. Jesus. You have an ICBM in that collection. No, but sometimes I have irritable bowel syndrome. Does that count? Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? You poop Civics, nice. AAC Honey Badger is my life. My dream rifle. I don't know why I said my life. That was fucking weird to me. No. No. Who was the philosopher that got rid of all of his shit? Oh, thank you for reminding me my Verizon bill is due. Go fuck yourselves. Shit. I won an auction. What did I buy? I bought books and a PS4 for $13. Why do I think that's not going to work? See that Toyota's coming out with the V8 rear-wheel drive car. You think the Supra? Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. Your butthole must be blown all the way out if you're shitting Hondas. Just like their exhaust pipes, McManus. Tyrone, what's up? How are you and Rocky? Rocky's okay. I'm crashing out, so he's been depressed all day because I'm being a fucking cunt. I want a TP9 full auto, but ATF is good hay. So 44 mag bolt action seems cool, but what do you think? Sure, why not, man? Yeah, especially if you have other 44 Magnum guns like revolvers and stuff or an auto mag. Fucking do it. It'll be cool. Dude, put 7-inch exhaust tips on your Subaru. And get the fuckboy wing on it, man. You need the fuckboy wing. It's because the EPA restrictions being lifted so they can build small cars with big engines again. Lol. Is that our Walther PDP on the wall? No, there are no Walther PDPs on this wall tonight, good sir. Actually don't own a PDP. Never wanted one. Don't like the way they look. I'm an aesthetically driven bitch. You have the fuckboy wing? Oh, I can't remember the picture. Make it even better, dude. Do you have the wind vortices on your rear windows? Marlin 1894 Trapper in 10mm looks awesome. That would be cool. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. It's like he knows when he's being filmed. Keep watching him. He's almost out. I think he'll start kicking. That's stupid. They make a V8 Supra but won't bring back the Tundra, the one thing people actually want. Toyota fricked themselves. Hold on, I'll show you a picture. How did that happen? Hold on. These dipshits put them on their car without understanding what they actually do. The funniest thing is when you see numbnuts put these on cars. You know, they put these on cars that are front wheel drive with the big ass wing without realizing what they've done. No, the only Subarus that require a Pride sticker are Outback and the old, what was the boxy one? I can't remember. Some of them come, yeah, so, but yeah. I don't care, I was doxing myself. They used to be on a lot of like Mitsubishi Evos and stuff, but then these numbnuts do this shit. So it creates more of a vortice. So when it comes down over the rear wing, it creates more downforce, and it has been proven to do so. But unless you're going at least 100 miles an hour, they don't provide any functional downforce. Forrester, thank you. You can't hurt me. Yes, I can. Would I ever consider knife collecting? No. I have stabbed myself every year on the year multiple times for the last 5 years. Actually, the main reason I have tattoos is because I have two self-inflicted stab wounds. One is right here. In this one, you can kind of see it's a little fucky because the skin sometimes act up. And the other one is right here. Oh, I'm going at least 100 miles an hour daily. Thought you said you were slow. The old Subaru Legacy wagons were the shit and can go anywhere. Dude, I like the old Legacy wagons. I would love a 2009 Legacy wagon manual with the 3-liter. What do those things do? They create the downforce. Like I said, when you see a fucking front-wheel drive Civic with them, though, it's fucking hilarious. They put the fuckboy wing and the rear vortice generators on a Civic and create downforce on the wrong end of the car. Now, it does aid in handling to have downforce on the rear of the car, because here's a tip that's coming from a guy that sold cars for 20 years, owned a body shop, and was a mechanic. Your rear tires, whether or not your car is front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, are your fucking traction tires. So if you're going to put only 2 tires on a car, they always go to the rear. Your better tires always go to the rear. Front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, it doesn't fucking matter. New tires go to the rear. It was a stupid fun car. You had a Brat? Yeah, Brats were cool. Thank you for your attention. The half gallon of chocolate milk I bought 2 hours ago is almost gone. Jesus. Apart from guns and cars, if you were to collect something else, what do you think you'd like? I collect old computers, calculators, comic books, pussy. No, not that last one. 83 Harp. Seeing wings on front-wheel drive cars is hilarious. Yep. Yeah, no, but still, it's crazy. I used to see people all the time. I need 2 new tires. Can you put them on the front? Because winter's coming. You want to die? Literally every non-hybrid third-gen Tundra got recalled for something engine-related. The first and second gens with the 2UZ, 3FE, VH were awesome, and they ruined it. Really alienated a lot of customers. Yeah, Toyota went the money route, and they fucked up. Evening, Joe. Picked up a Ross Martin RM1C tonight. Nice, dude. You've been talking about those for a while. Fast and Furious did that shit to people. I really wish that we had modern cell phone technology back when the first Fast and Furious came out in 2001. I inadvertently drove my race car to the opening night of Fast and Furious, and I parked in front of the movie theater. So when I left the movie theater, I had a full race livery Camaro with no exhaust and a full fucking roll cage in it. Whoever said they got 100 every day, I want their plate in their state really quick, please, Joe. That would be, I ain't no fucking snitch. Sorry, bud. Real, do you actually collect calculators? I collect old vintage calculators. I like to find them at flea markets and stuff. I like old Texas Instruments, like the old with like, the old green fluorescent tubes and stuff. Yeah, I have probably 40 or 50. I should do a video at some point. They're all in a box now in storage. Be right back. Gonna grab some grub. All right. My aunt made my uncle get rid of his Corvette split window for family car, so he got a 66 Dodge Ram station wagon with the 4-speed 440 dual quads. He should have shot her. I just finished your sentence there, Tommy. Good evening, Green. I'm trying to con. You're trying to con me? Van, you have a good night too, brother. You decide you want that STI, reach out to me. Sorry, bud. There's no reward in place for the apprehension of the speeder. Also, I know where they live, and everybody does 100 where he lives. I have my dad's old calculator. Don't remember what it has, but it has a red number display from the 70s. Dude, I love that old shit. Love your responses. Thank you. Do you like Kentucky Ballistics? Yeah, Kentucky Ballistics is cool. Scott over there is pretty nice. I've never actually spoken to the man. He's responded to a couple of my comments in the past. He seems to enjoy what he does. I'm happy for him. Go to my email, which is you can do wincityarmory@gmail.com, wincityarmory@gmail.com, or thejimmini@gmail.com. If you click on my name, it'll take you to the About section. My email's listed there. I like Banana Ballistics as well. I've seen Banana. No problem, Van. Thinking of getting a side-by-side as my next purchase. Do you have any suggestion? I would go with a reputable brand. John Deere makes a pretty nice side-by-side, but so does fucking what's that company with the scooters and shit? Yeah, with the Yamaha. Yamaha makes some good side-by-sides. What's your favorite vehicle you have owned? Mine was a 92 Supra that ended up totaled by my ex when I was away traveling for work. I let her use it because her ride was in the shop. I had an NSX for like 3 weeks back when I sold used cars, and I had an R34 for about a month. I always traded my cars before I had to change the oil. Did you ever get your shop open? Oh yeah, I have the FFL. I'm just not doing anything with it right now. The entire point of tonight's live was informing people that I'm actually getting rid of about 90% of my guns and minimalizing my life. Selling my cars, gonna just buy something cash and fucking just sit around all day and do nothing. But at least I got a dog. Fuck, that's fast for a side-by-side. Those NSXs were cool. Yeah, we used to get them for like 10 grand out of Chicago back in the day when they were like nothing, back in the late 90s when nobody gave a shit. I remember when you could import an NSX for like 25 grand. I remember when you could import a Mark IV Supra for like 30. Hey, Booty, you have a good night, man. Yeah, back before Motorex ruined it for the Skylines back in the early 2000s, you used to be able to sell R34s on eBay. You just had to have your federal paperwork, but it turned out Motorex was faking that paperwork, so... Those cars were supposed to get $50,000 in upgrades. They were supposed to get reinforced door structures, new glass, and seat belts in the imported cars to be sold here legally, and they didn't do it, so they got shut down and ruined it for everybody. The blue Supra from Fast 4 was actually crushed in LA in a video because it was here illegally. Christian and I need to come hang out with you. We'll see. I'm kind of not in a wanting to meet anybody mood. No offense to you guys at all. Please don't take any offense to it, but I am not desiring to interact with anybody right now. I even told my family I'm not coming to Thanksgiving because I need space from literally everybody physically. Plan on moving to USMS or DHS soon. DHS is kind of a shit show at the current circumstances of... oh yeah, you're talking... Sorry. You're talking about Department of Homeland Security. That'd be cool. Use 3 Kubota RTV SX. They don't have much get up or go fast, but then they'll haul some stuff. That's cool. Sorry, what's the price for the Grandmaster? Reach out to me on email because we really shouldn't be talking about this on a live. I am very sorry, Van. I really can't talk about it on the... The dealership that has it right now is looking at it for about 42, but if it's somebody through YouTube, who knows, maybe I'll give you a better deal. It's got 5 original mags with it. It's a pain in the ass to get parts and work on. Yeah, well, I mean, it got easier after everybody started importing the engines. The RB26DETT is an amazing engine, but the problem is it's only designed to be canted one way because they were all right-hand drive. It's okay, dude. I've downsized my life in similar ways you were talking about, but from personal expense, you usually get back into it and refire your interest. It's not my interest that's gone, it's my trust in people. And my desire to do things for other people is gone. So I'm just going to focus on the YouTube shit, the lives, you guys that come and hang out, and then just fucking just taking care of myself and my dog, man. I made a network of people, and it turns out a bunch of those people are false fucking fuckers, and I don't want to deal with them. Stone, what's up? No, Fish. I've been dealing with this for about 6 weeks. I've been making this decision for about 6 weeks. I've been behind the scenes making. That's why a lot of the wall has been changing up, and guns that are there one live are gone the next. I've been making a lot of deals without talking about it. I've been doing a lot of stuff. When I opened the store, I sold like 60 of my guns. I've sold probably 35 other guns, and I'm gonna sell probably another 50 guns. And I'm selling my cars on Monday and buying something cash. All right, Van, sounds good. I don't trust you. YouTubers are not to be trusted. I'm a gun tuber. I'm not a YouTuber. Slight difference. I had a 90 Mustang 50LX sedan. Almost had it 6 months. Somebody stole it. First new car I owned. Found it in Detroit. Just a shell. Jesus. That shell would still be $5,000 nowadays. At least you got me. Yeah, she sold the Skyline, bought a Pontiac G8, another pain in the ass. Yeah, but at least that had LS parts in it. My cousin has a Legacy with 375K back in the day. Drove it for years. Yeah. So only so long you can piss in the wind before you get sick and tired of being wet. That's the problem, man. And it really is the problem. Like you and I, we've done deals. You're super solid in my book, but I have a well, right? I have a well of generosity and trust. And right now it's almost fucking empty. So the only way I can get that well to fill back up is to literally cut everything out of my life that is draining that well. And some people are like, oh, it's just a phase. Even my parents are like, chill out, we'll talk tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. Because everything, and here's the biggest thing too. I've been saying that I don't trust other people. The biggest problem is me. I'm the problem. It's me. I am in no way blaming those other people. I am blaming them internally, but let me be clear. When somebody acts the way that you expect them to act, you can't be surprised. So a lot of motherfuckers that talk out the side of their fucking mouths, I already know they're going to let you down. But my triumph of hope over experience makes me trust somebody until they fuck me over. And then in turn, I wind up fucking people over. So then I'm the asshole because other assholes made me an asshole. So what I have to accept is that, yeah, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. And the way to solve that problem is to take me out of the equation. So if I eliminate my ability to be accessed by people that will abuse my trust, my willingness to help, my affection, whatever the case may be, that will allow me to refill that well of trust. I just texted you, just got home from a Bible study. I understand, dude. That's fine. My phone is the one I'm filming on, so I won't see it till we're done, brother. See the Brandon Herrera, the title and thumbnail does not help the case. I did not. Everyone's True Colors comes out at some point. Pretty much, man. All right, Yops. You only so long. Yep. It's like fuck them, keep moving. It's not going to help anyone to let anyone determine my attitude. Yep. So at the end of everything, it's not about them, it's about me. Every decision I make is for me. If that makes sense. They aren't making me do this, I'm choosing to do this. When the people that haven't realized what's happening yet figure out that I'm fucking cutting them off completely, when they fucking figure that shit out, they're going to wonder what's going on. Because to them, in their mind, they think they're still going to get over on me. They think that they're going to still do shit and get away with it. But what they don't realize is I'm done returning fucking phone calls. I've had my phone on Do Not Disturb for the last 3 weeks. That's why when some of you will text me and shit, I don't get back to you for a day. I don't look at my phone anymore. I literally have stopped responding to people. I'm in no way blaming other people. I am blaming them. Sorry, that's a chuckle. You understand what I mean. I understand I got like 5 friend downsized from 200, the exact same reason, multiple reasons, but that's what 2.5% of my same thing. You can't be surprised. Yep. I'll be back soon or not. It's cool, officer. You seem like good dudes. Yeah, people keep what they sow. Yep, they reap what they sow. 100% Waylon. When they do what you expect, but I got tired of doing, but never getting done for. Well, the good news is you're focusing on the important thing with yourself. Make a decision about it. Better yourself. Strong. You're already ahead of it. I've just done this. I've dealt with this way of life too many times. Multiple times in my life, I've been down to literally a backpack with clothes. And I come back and I wind up with all this shit. And sometimes it takes a complete dissemination of personal belongings and personal relationships to rebuild at a core level what you know you should be keeping, what you should be having, who you should be around, who you should be surrounding yourself with and talking to. That's probably one of the sickest 1022s I've ever seen. It's really cool. It's the Heat Seeker chassis from Sharps Brothers, and that's the 1022 Target with the bull barrel. Is the Glock V a bait and switch till the lawsuit goes away? No. No. California officially banned them, man, so no. Lawsuit doesn't mean shit when you're a gun manufacturer. If a state decides they want your guns gone and legislation passes, you're fucked. I really feel that. Had something similar with my folks. It sucks. It's not something you want to do for the sake for sanity. You pretty much have to understand that for sure. Now, my family, my parents are super solid. They've always been there for me. But when I get backed into a corner, I rely on friends and family too much, and it's a shortcoming on my part. So what I'm doing, the only way to make this work, to make it solid, to make it do what I want to do, is I literally have to get rid of everything. I have to fucking stop. You know, I'm going to focus only on the YouTube stuff. I'm going to focus on the gun channel. I'm going to focus on the VR channel. I'm going to focus on his channel. And then I'm going to push that shit. And then here's the best fucking part. There's a handful of people in my life that I will continue, obviously, having contact with. And when I make this happen, when I force my life to go the way I want it to, because that's the only way you can make life happen, is you have to fucking make life happen. Those people will reap the rewards from being behind me and having my back the whole time. The rest of these so-called fair weather friends can suck my foot stump. Just kidding, my LT is taking care of it. Nice! I already fit that, but fuck it, we ain't promised tomorrow, gotta live for you. How's you and the dog now? Rocky is sleeping, and I'm still here doing my thing. Yeah, definitely, dude. Oh, you're in New York State. Dude, if that thing had the binary trigger in it, it would be insane. I'm Gen X, thick-skinned, and will go scorched earth when necessary. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Bronx Tale, he's out of your life for $20. Problem is, now there's a trail, so don't do it. And don't tell me about it. Just blame Democrats. Nah. Well said, it ain't selfish. It's just life shit's too short to be pleasing other all the time. Got to do what you need and right for you. Honestly, Rocky is what made me realize what the fuck is going on in my life. Because he responds to me. He is my buddy. He's my friend. His stomach looks a little bloated. Rocky, are you okay, buddy? Hey, you okay? Are you just sticking out your stomach because you're sleeping and you're just being a fat fuck? Okay. But I always make sure to take care of him. Taking care of Rocky, who expects nothing out of me, he does things and he gets things, but he doesn't ask me for shit, has been a massive eye-opener for me. And I know that's the weirdest thing to say because I know there's people that have kids and shit and whatever, you're bipedal fucking clones. But no, the pure love of an animal is amazing, and it makes me, I'm the delusion. Thank you. Some people genuinely make no sense. Who the fuck did you think you are to break into a police station army? People think there's a freaking Fast Five. It's freaking wild. Sorry for somebody broke into your fucking lockers. That's crazy. Shit. That's why I moved halfway across the country to get away from the BS. What's up, Secular? Here's the funny thing about that. I moved from Minnesota to Virginia to get away from family, and my family followed me. You okay, buddy? Yeah, he's fine. His ears are up. Dogs are truly man's best friend. I got 6 dogs, law, but they take care of us better than a person would. Well, he's my service dog. He recognizes that's why he's so empathetic to how I'm feeling today, and that's why he's being a lump of coal, lump of lard, a lump of loo, a hobble. So mine haven't yet. Trust me, I sent a text to my folks. I'm like, dude, if I was 2 seconds away. If I didn't have Rocky, I'd be sitting on a beach somewhere, fucking hiding from everybody, just living off my Social Security. Planning on going to the range tomorrow with some guys from the church. Awesome, dude. Have fun. Sounds like fun, dude. Moved from Pennsylvania to Kentucky 25 years ago to get away from toxic family members. That's just it, though. My family isn't the problem. I'm the problem. So as much as I want to say family's the problem, my family, just like the friends that have actually helped me and backed me and done things for me, Stone, Mouse, a few others, the dudes that have really stepped up and not taken advantage of me and honestly have been there and letting me take an advantage of them, those motherfuckers are ride and die. But I'm letting them down by letting myself get overwhelmed. So I got to fix that shit. Our dog recognizes her seizures almost before I can recognize them. He loses his mind getting to her. Dogs are so sensitive to that. They can sense the blood pressure, differentials, and things like that. He knows when I'm going to faint before I do. That's amazing, and at least I hope he's really good at alerting you. It sounds like he is. Not me, lol. I take maximum advantage of. A bunch of cars are spray painted saying fuck ice and other shit. Sorry, dude, that sucks. The black sheep of the family, I know how it feels all too well, unfortunately. I'm not the black sheep of the family. I'm the fucking only one they talk to, really. Well, my little brother, but he's whatever. But no, my family, everybody likes me, which is always disturbing as well. Why do people like me? I'm an asshole. I am not likable. God bless America. Hey, you know what? If we were in Russia, you would have just shot those motherfuckers, but then you'd feel bad about it later because you'd be like, damn, that was a lot of ammo we wasted. Humble, that's why? I'm not humble in any way, my guy. When I do something that I know I'm good at, I'm a dick. I thought about it. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not worth it to have the news and media and all those fuckers tell you you're a bad cop just because you're defending private property and some numbnuts don't deserve to be here anymore. I'd be curious what dog sense, in other words, is they sent that tips them off like something like a seizure coming on. Wait, you got brothers and sisters? Yeah, I've got an older sister and a younger brother. So they sense the blood pressure change. Their sense of smell, when your body goes through, let's say your blood pressure drops, I think for seizures it's an increase in blood pressure. Your temperature raises or lowers. Your skin, like the moisture you give off, changes. Dogs' sense of smell and taste and just their ability is so strong that they can just smell a differential. They can smell when a kid has a diabetic problem. I don't think you're an asshole. I think you're a cool dude. That's because you drank the Kool-Aid, man. And also, to people that know me, people that get to know me, I will have your back forever. But I don't brook stupid. You know what I mean? Anyone who knows they're an asshole and says it is humble. I inform everybody about that. Like, I have text chains with people where I literally will text everybody that I normally talk to in my phone and say, hey, look, I'm having one of those days, weeks, whatever. I will be an absolute utter fucktard if you text me or call me or ask me a question. So your best course of action is to leave me alone for a few days. So you're the middle child. No wonder you're fucked up. Kind of, but I'm only the middle child to an 11-year gap, so it's not really a middle child situation. I'm the younger brother of a gigantic fucking alcoholic mother who ruined me. Like the sidearms. Thank you. Take 5 shots and get caught up to you. I don't drink, man. Just did the math. Reloaded some 223 for 7 cents in this batch. Some 458 SOCOM for 38 cents. Come to the dark side. No, but if you send me your email, I'll buy from you. Until one of the rounds explodes one of my, DWX or something, then I'll be mildly infuriated. I refuse to. How much did your reloading gear cost? He's not going to be go hunting, be in combat, or anything besides some cool wall hangers. I'm going to put this to you this way, brother. Who gives a fuck? Guns are not just designed for hunting or combat. I like precision shooting. I also do self-defense training. If I need to use it in self-defense, fuck around and find out. But yeah, you're right. 99% of my guns will never go past the range. I accept that. What you need to accept is that you just came into a live stream with 30 people and tried to act tough. That's fucking stupid. Lamal, they won't go past the wall. Well, Lamal, you won't go past fry cook at McDonald's. So while you're lamowing and lolling, you can also go fuck yourself. You're new here, must be, so yeah, I don't know what you don't know. No, it's cool. I dig, hang, and appreciate all your knowledge. I'll always be here for your lives. Thank you, and I'm going to continue doing them. Like I said, if the wall shrinks down a bit, just be wary of that. It's probably going to go down to just sponsorship guns and review guns. About $300 paid for itself time and time again. Haven't gotten it for the last. I would have bought it during the sale. Progressive press, 300 rounds an hour. Lee is the way. Damn. Can you come train my FTO CDTs while I go to Poland? Absolutely. You're gonna have a lot of fucking blue pages on your desk when you get back. They're all gonna fail. Thoughts on FN 509 midsize tactical? Got one a few months ago and love it. My problem with the FN 5 series, I've been very vocal about it since they released it, and it's been proven time and again. Their polymers are not good, man. There's something wrong with their polymer mix that they decided to do. Like, they went with less reinforcing fibers, so the polymer is way softer. But at the same time, somehow it's more brittle. So you just got to be careful, especially if it's an FDE gun. Favorite carry, 1911s. What's my favorite defense? 9mm. I usually carry Hornady critical duty, critical defense, and then I'll fall back to HSTs. Hey Cody, what's up? I have a Geisley Ergi, but I just built a budget Mark 18 Mod 0. Why do I love this budget build so much? It's fine. Blue pages, when they fuck up and you gotta fire them, somebody's got to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm just there to train them. You get to do the paperwork when you get back. Did a key make for a guy. He had a 509. He told me he got it off the dark web. Guy was weird. If I turn out my lights, I'm the dark web. What? Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. You doing all right? Me. It's good. Pound of tight group 34 American reloaded bullets for next to nothing. 1,000 projectile, $40 brass free at the range. 9mm on average, 11 cents a pound. I mean, I pay $10 for 50 rounds, so that's what, 50 cents a round? Fuck. 20 cents a round? 20 cents a round? 20 cents a round for me as an FFL isn't terrible. I remember when anyone asks why you think you need guns, it's because it's none of your business. They can come take them if they want them. Fuck them. Ryan Wrights ain't up for discussion. I fight ghosts. I'll just send the wife to Poland. Sounds about right. Just picked up last week the full-size F09 Tactical in gray. What about that polymer? I haven't heard any instances of that polymer cracking like the FDE does. Something about the Cerakote process of the FDE, either it has to be hotter or the way it's tempered, causes that polymer to be more fragile. I've not read anything about those cracking. The only thing that really disturbs me about a 509 polymer is take the mag out and just squeeze your grip. So, like the polymer that this grip is made out of is not much thicker than the 509 that you have, but it's so much denser and less forgiving. Some people say they like the flex, but no. Hello from Iran. Thank you. So you're selling the Gerson? No, I made it clear I'm not selling the customs or the review guns, but I'm selling 90% of my collection starting Monday. Looking at a new pistol as a 7.5-inch barrel, not going in all the debates and shit. Want to see if I have a tax stamp for that in PA. I just got a new job and first paycheck. If it's a pistol with the 7.5, no paperwork required. If it's a rifle with the 7.5, paperwork will be required. If it's an AR pistol with the 7.5 and you run a brace, no paperwork required. Damn, so no to the 1022. Yeah, unfortunately no to the 1022, but I'll leave it with you for a while. Next time I come down, you can play with it. Piston-driven SBR and 300 black versus 5.56. Thoughts? Oh, dude, yeah, the yeet is up. So piston-driven is just cleaner running because it doesn't use gas impingement. But honestly, it would probably make the 300 blackout cooler. I'm going down the station, check the damage, way to spend my Friday night. See you, Joe. Push through the tough shit and tell Rocky I said bye with the extra bye-bye pets. I will, brother. You be safe, officer boy. Just tried squeezing my grip like you said, and it didn't flex at all. So either they've improved the reinforcement on it, or you're weak. Yes and no, made a couple of repairs to my roof. Damn, nice. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Hopefully purchasing it one day. No problem, Dakota. Y'all hear FN stop production of the Scar 16, 17, and 18. Don't know what the outcome of the 20 is. I think they're not doing any Scars moving forward. I've never shot a 6.5 Creedmoor. You have a general take on it? 6.5 Creedmoor is a very good flat shooting round for distance and stuff. I've never shot things with it, so I don't know if it's much better than like a 243 or anything like that. What's a common non-user error for failure to feed? Your recoil spring. Your recoil spring or the spring in the mag. Have I shot a honey badger? No, I have not. What do you think about the Mac versus their 5K? I don't know what you mean there, brother. Housework is always a headache and workout. Yep. Hi, Jimmini. I'll drop you my email, even give you the load data on what I'm loading. I can even do custom loads. Most of my projectiles are 55 grain or 9mm, 115. Where can I give you my email? You can send it to my email. It's just thejiminishow@gmail.com. So it's the channel name @gmail.com. Just confirm it was originally made to be a pistol platform, not a rifle. That's like the bio. Yes. So as long as it was always designed to be a pistol, here's the fun thing about a pistol AR is it can always be turned into a rifle and turned back. A rifle can never be turned into a pistol. So as long as it's always been a pistol, you are 100% fine. When life gets rough, I think about that Russian on the dirt bike with an FPV drone after him. Mine also has a flat face trigger from factory, so maybe they did change it. I don't know. It used to be a hinge trigger prior, I believe. Yeah, so it was a curved trigger originally, so you might have a more modern, updated one, dude. Do you like or ever go fishing by chance? I haven't been in probably a year, but yes, I do like fishing. It's enjoyable. I'll make you a batch of 200 if you're pleased with them. We can go from there. Sounds like a plan, brother. Yeah, just reach out to me. Give me some information on what you need for payment and stuff like that. Max. Oh yeah, so the Mac 5, their version of it, I shot my buddy Stone's once. Yeah, actually that gun shoots good. It's a really good clone. Is 300 Blackout good with subsonic? It was designed to be shot with subsonic ammo. 220 grain subsonic ammo and suppressed. It was literally designed to be shot that way. Gotcha. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to give you a sub. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate it. Spring issue, even with the new gun? Yeah, so the problem could be that the spring might be too tight. It could be overly sprung, and then it's closing the slide before it fully picks up the round from the magazine. So the magazine spring rate and the recoil rate can both work together to cause a gun to not feed right. Because if the slide is closing before it fully grabs the round, it won't seat in the extractor, and then it will jam against the breech face, the breech face, and then the rear of the chamber. Or it could just be an overly sprung recoil spring and it's closing too fast. You didn't fish with me when you were here. That's because you were fishing in a stream with nothing in it. I caught the same number of fish you did. Almost threw Rocky in there, though. He wanted to go in the water. That was cool. You okay, buddy? He's barely opening his eyes. He's all right. But yeah. Have I heard about all the shenanigans with Windows and Xbox? Shit's crazy. They do not care. No, I haven't been following anything recently, but honestly, I have not followed jack shit. You ever get into archery? Not since I was a kid. I was pretty good at it, but with my nerve damage, God help anybody standing within a 300-degree arc of me. How do you think Rocky would react if you got a cat? He grew up, or he lived in a house with 57, or a property with 57 animals. Cats don't bother him. My buddy has 4 cats, and he's fine with them. I can even have a cat on my lap while he plays with them. The biggest problem he would have with it is that I'm allergic to cats, not dogs. So he'd have to deal with me sneezing all the time. I swear that old 1911 I think somebody did their best to stuff a rifle spring in it. It caused some problems for sure. Once I got it out and put a proper spring, I realized it. Yeah, no, some people will overspring the shit out of a 1911. First gun was a Rock Island 1911 double stack 9mm. Fixed I had done were unnecessary. Damn. I miss your mouse Nighthawk. Yeah. Unfortunately, he died. That's why I'm always worried about Rocky. One day I'm going to wake up and he'll be dead, and I'll have to put him in a paper bag and bury him. That's a lie. If anything happens to my dog, I'm killing whoever did it, including me. They've been raising console prices and Game Pass more and more. Spyware to Windows because ton of e-waste ending Windows 10 support. Dude, that's crazy. Fixes I had done were unnecessary. Sorry, dude. Yeah, that is crazy. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of that shit, dude. Someone should send him a naked mole rat. The funny thing with Rocky is every time we go to PetSmart, he has to stare at the gerbils and the hamsters for like 5 minutes. He doesn't try to get to them. He doesn't put anything on. He doesn't paw the glass. He doesn't bark. He literally just stands there and watches them. Why no donations? Appreciate the help. Because I am not in the mood to be beholden to anybody. And people sending me money puts me at a position where I feel like I owe people. So I don't want donations right now. I don't want that shit. I tried to offer things in return for people buying hoodies and shit like that. Everybody, the 6 people that ordered them, they're getting refunds. Stone, you're getting a refund. I am done fucking relying on other people. I'm done. If I can't do it myself, I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I will sit and share dog food with my dog before I fucking beg for another goddamn penny. He's looking at you like, sucks to be you. I'm out here. Honestly, I'm not sure what it is. Because his tail stops wagging. It's not a prey drive because he's not trying to get to them. He just likes watching them. Is maybe Rucker heard the rumor about Richard Gere? Maybe he was a gerbil in a former life. Maybe he had the Richard Gere rear experience. Is 1911 your favorite pistol? Yes, 100%. I have to literally, and here's the other thing. Right around the corner, there's mice that he can just as easily see, and above it, still within his field of view, is chinchillas. He ignores all of that and goes straight for the gerbils. I just sent my Beretta 92 LTT because of that issue, which I knew such a simple fix. Yeah, but you know what? If it's under warranty, let the manufacturers fix that shit. Richard Queer. It's only queer if he stuffed boy gerbils up his butthole. Remember, the male G-spot is the prostate, so it's not gay if it's a girl doing it. What rifle is at 1 o'clock? I was watching in a thumbnail. I thought you had a 3-foot long scope. That is a Ruger 1022 Target in a Sharps Brothers Heat Seeker chassis. Probably fascinating. But that's the thing, though. He only does it with small animals. I think he doesn't understand the concept of small things being capable of life. Because, like, dogs about his size, whatever. No, it's still gay. It's only gay if you like it, pay for it, and didn't ask for it, but still contributed to the production of the semen. I'm not holding back tonight. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get in some Kalashnikov stuff. Do you have any recommendations? I want to go with something in East blocking because Russian stuff is off the table. I was thinking Polish or Bulgarian. I haven't messed with anything in a long time from that side of the pond. I wish I did, but somebody here might. Do you think G-Force Arms handguns are worth trying out? Nope. If you notice, my 1911 G-Force is gone. Their guns are super cheap. Their production is super crap. Their finish is super junk. Get a TSOS tanker if you want to spend $300, or a TSOS PX9 if you want a polymer gun. Gerson's 1911s. Yeah, no. G-Force isn't worth it in my opinion. What's the bolt action shotgun? Not a shotgun. It's actually a 22 caliber. It's just the angle that makes it look shotgunny. That is a Sears Model 43103. My Rosso was almost Xmas. She just got locked over and fell over, had a violent seizure, and was gone in like 50 seconds. I'm thankful she didn't suffer. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. No, that's why I always pay attention to him. When he starts kicking his legs and he does this like yip thing in it, I know he's just chasing squirrels, but I always monitor him very carefully to make sure that it's not, because sometimes he'll eat the grass, and if there's any kind of weird shit in there, I'm always worried that he could have something. I am always more concerned with his health than I am with mine, because he doesn't know. A dog is, even a cat, a monkey, a baboon, your mom, they don't know what's going on, so they need a little bit more care, in my opinion. I've not heard anything good about G-Force. Sears made some good stuff. Yeah, they did. G-Force is literally what TSOS and Gerson were when they first started importing guns. They're trash, honestly. It would have taken like 7 hours of work to make that G-Force comparable to like a $500 TSOS. So it just wasn't worth it to me. I am proud of my boy. He started trying to hump dogs. I didn't think he had it in him. I used to say I thought he was a eunuch because they snipped his nerds off when he was young. And my dog has a tattoo. All right, so what are you guys thinking? Are we going to call it 2.5 hours? I think that's long enough. You've heard me rant and bitch about not liking my position in life right now enough, I think. Are Canik's triggers really that good for a striker fire pistol? Yes, Canik are second to Walther, and the reason being they're licensed Walther designs. Canik's and Walthers have the best striker fire triggers on the planet. I will say, if you've never tried a TSOS PX9 Duty, try that one. That trigger is amazing too. To be honest, G-Force is absolutely shit. Yeah, unfortunately. Wait, what's your opinion on TSOS? It was my first pistol. Have since sold it, but I'm curious about your opinion. So originally, when TSOS was bringing guns 1911s in under the ZIG Zig brand, if you look at TSOS, a lot of them still say Zig on them. They had issues with feed ramp design, geometry, things like that. They weren't that good. But they eventually, I think, what was it, 2015, 2016, they moved to a full forged design, eliminated all the MIM parts, which forced them to have better tolerances and better build quality. They have come a long way. I can recommend 90% of their lineup. One of my most popular videos on the channel is actually from that Gray Night Stalker up there, because they're not immune to still pulling some shenaniganery shit, which they have pulled some shenaniganery shit, and I called them on it. Although I don't know why they aren't talking to me right now. I think I might have said something that pissed them off. But if they want to be that sensitive about it, I think I had like the third best viewed video on the PX9, but whatever. That said, good night, Joe and Rocky. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Christian. Wait, what's your opinion on T-Side? Yep, you're gay if you think it's gay to be comfortable with your sexuality, not you, but the guy calling whatever gay. McManus is just a dumbass. He's bald. He doesn't know what's going on. Is the Maverick 88 still the best cheap non-Turkish shoddy on the market? Yes, in my opinion, it is. That Night Stalker has been around the block. Yes, the Night Stalker and the Echelon are two guns I've gotten rid of multiple times and gotten back, and I'm done getting rid of those guys. What does Rocky think about Milo and Shiloh? My dog in the past would try to destroy stuffed animal. Does Rocky handle them? He doesn't even pay them any mind. Like when he was able to reach him on the desk, he never did anything. He has stuffed animals in here he doesn't play with. He does not care. Fuck you, I'm bald. I'm bald too. What's your opinion on Kimber Super Carry Pro or any 1911, 2011 aluminum frames? I don't mind the aluminum frame. Kimber makes the effort of cutting where the slide lock slide release goes through, eliminating the major pinch point that happens in aluminum frame guns. Overall, they're solid. Just a Glock 19 today. You a fan? Nope. Bald told us we all have our shortcomings in here. Yep. Also, I'm also willing to itch my armpit on a live stream. Hey, do you want a gerbil, Rock? You want to eat a gerbil? How about a hamster? How about a ham steak? You okay, buddy? Yeah, dude. I moved his long couch, or his long cushion in here, so he can actually stretch out. The last few lives, he's been forced to like curl into a ball on that little bed. He likes this big cushion so much better. It's so much better for him. When dogs hump other dogs, that's a way of saying you're my bitch. Yeah, he started doing it just recently. But also he's only done it to 2 dogs that were coming down at the end of their heat cycle. So he was triggered by a heat cycle. That makes 4. I'm bald, lol. What breed you got? He's German Shepherd, American Staffordshire. What would you rather have, a Browning 1911 or the John Wick 2011? If you're talking about like the Browning Black Label stuff, I'd rather have the John Wick 2011. Again, are we talking about the Kimber Warrior? I've already had that. If you're talking about the Terran Tactical 2011, it's cool. It's not $7,000 cool. Is that a Colt Defender or another brand? I heard the Defenders are actually pretty solid. If you're referring to that little guy, no, that is the Star Arms Firestar M45. That is a Spanish kind of commander looking thing. It's 6+1, and yes, I've already removed the magazine disconnect. That one is the Para Ordnance CCW LDA light double action with a Punisher comp on it. My hairline has receded so bad. So you got the 5-head, 6-head thing going? Terran Tactical. Yeah, I mean, Terran Tactical guns look cool. I have the Canik, but I will never willingly give Terran Tactical my money. They're not worth it. They're cool. They're not worth My modified Gerson, if I could be so fucking bold, will probably keep up with Terran Tactical's 2011. And I don't do shout outs, brother. Which is funny because I tend to say the names of people that don't ask for shout outs. It's weird. What's that 1911 above the 2 on your right? That one, that is a Hammerly 22 caliber target pistol. That is actually made by Umarex. Can you jork it out for 20 bucks? Bro, I didn't even bounce in my fake tits for less than 20 bucks. I like scopes. What I hate is if you switch to a different grain or brand, I have to re-sight it, and that's annoying. That is true. That's why you need 800 guns. That way you can put different optics on each one. This one is 115. This one's 124. This is 167. This is 72 grain. This one is 55 grain. This one is D-Max 63 grain. It's so cool to have this many guns. I don't got a 4 head. I got a 7 head. Dude, I want the Picard, and that's like a 10 head because you're using big brain. Are you Army? No, I am not military. Never served. I got a Glock 17 BB gun from Umarex. Dude, they're actually really good. I have a short on this channel where I actually put a real Glock slide under a, or no, I put a real slide on top of a BB gun. Yeah, their BB gun, the construction is so good that you can literally put a real Glock 19 or 17 slide on them. You still use Warrior Land? I don't use their holsters. They've never sent me the holster. They're owned by a company called Gun and Flower, and they keep reaching out to me, and I keep telling them to send stuff, and they keep saying they're going to, and they keep dropping it. So I've gotten to the point with them that I've told them that if they want me to do anything, it's an advertisement only. I'm not interested in reviewing their products. Can I see your hunting sniper? I don't have a hunting sniper. How in the holy hell did that work? The factory, so if you get a blowback version of the Glock 17 from Umarex, the slide geometry is identical to the slide geometry on the regular gun. I made the here. Hold on a second. I'll find it for you. Hey, you woke up, bud? And you're scarfing your own anus. Good for you. So this is my channel, by the way. How many of you are subscribed? Look at that. That's a good number. But anyways, I made one called Super Rare Hammer-Fired Glock 17. I made one called Super Rare Hammer-Fired Glock 17. The Gen 4's Glock actually made a hammer-fired Glock 17. Very rare. It's going to echo, sorry. It's going to echo, sorry. Because as you know, typically, standard blocks are specified. Trigger bars, the sear back here, disconnector setup, and all that kind of stuff. But no, the Gen 4s, they released, I don't know, they had the license in the mouth. So it's pretty crazy. As you can see, can you believe they also made one that's air powered? Yeah, look at that. This was back before they neutered the shit out of shorts. 9 million, 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 Yeah. You okay, buddy? I think my dog needs to go outside, guys. So, unfortunately, I have to end the live stream, I think. But yeah, go check out the shorts, man. I have tons of them that have 1 million plus. Yeah, that was my 32 for a while. Had a nice custom build. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here, okay? Okay, guys? One not discontinued. Yeah. Could it get any worse? You might be thinking, yeah, fucking Ken, my car is ashes. Sorry, officer. Favorite optics for EDC pistol was thinking enclosed. Yes, you can get them cheap, too. That one. O-Sight SE, 160 bucks. You and Rocky have a good night. All right, Rocky. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Yeah, he's panting. He needs to go out. All right, guys. I'm going to walk the